Hello, hello to everyone 1 hour later than usual who's still in the US. Cringe. Still observing daylight savings time. Cringe. No, I'm not gonna remod Tweezy. Fuck off. Oh god. I've been in a good mood the last week. I don't even know why. I've gotten some programming work done. I did a little bit of coding, learned to code for the forum, got some new stuff in. I'm quite proud of myself for doing the bare minimum for once. I don't know, it could have something to do with the price of BAT. BAT has gone up through the roof, though I would have a lot more money if I didn't have to sell fucking cryptocurrency all the time just to, like, eat, pay rent and stuff. I'd probably be way better off. I don't know. I guess I should always, when times get like this, and I realize, like, fuck, I used to have a lot more of this currency, and I shouldn't have sold it when I did. I suppose it's important to take a second and be thankful that I ever had that currency, because it's possible that I would have just given up at some point if I didn't learn how to use crypto and didn't get people to use crypto. So I suppose the cost lost opportunity doesn't really exist in an alternate universe where I didn't sell when I did. Though, what can I say? So there is. I'm going to be complaining a lot about trannies this episode. I guess that's a commonality now. More so than usual, though. It's going to take up quite a bit of it. I have a little bit to talk about with DSP to lead with, and then a little bit to end with when talking about Chantal. But I'm going to be ranting psychotically about transgender issues and a proposed turf alliance. But I'll start with the little stuff first. I've been seeing more tweets from, like, politicians talking about China. I'm not going to play any of them. I had to exercise great restraint. I clipped Bill Maher. I posted that to the Fediverse. Bush, or not Bush, but Trump Jr. tweeted something about China. Matt Gaetz tweeted something about China, and all these people are suddenly saying, like, hey, wait a second, this far off Asian place that we all used to make fun of about the Tiananmen Square, they're actually imposing themselves on us and flexing now. This is scary. So I don't know. Whenever I bring it up, though, people still get angry. It's like, actually, Josh, them Chanks can't do nothing but steal from the white man, and this is all paper tiger shit. And I'm not going to be worried about this ever. Like, sure, I'm going to also complain about the fall of Western civilization and the muttoning of my country and the hyperinflation that's impending in my homeland. I'm going to say everything is terrible all the time and there's no hope, but at the same time, I'm also going to pretend that there's no competition possible outside of the U.S. because that's scary to think about. So I'm not going to talk about China at all, and I'm going to let people believe whatever they want because I don't care. I'm buying silver. I'm keeping what cryptocurrency I can. I'm going to buy a piece of land in a country that will have no reason to be involved in some kind of weird gay conflict between insane people. And that's my plan. And I'm going to keep streaming and talking about fat people until it's no longer possible for me to safely do so. That is my strategy for those of you who would like to copy me. And yeah. So I was hoping to stream today on Odysee. And I'm not streaming today on Odysee because they couldn't get together, like, their welcome package until next week. So that's fine. If you don't know, Odysee is sort of like a streaming front end for library, and it's sort of hard. People they fucked up with their branding, and people don't really understand how Odysee works, what's decentralized, what library is. How the library token plays into things. But the gist is that Odysee is mostly centralized, but it relies kind of heavily on the library protocol, which is decentralized. So I've talked to people from there, and I have some hopes that they'll probably be safe to stream on for a while. and it's kind of like with Bat and the Brave browser. Like, yeah, they have their issues that kind of like makes them as faulty as a lot of like more mainstream alternatives. But those issues are just kind of like the realities of the world. And if you want to have a successful business in the year 2021, you have to kind of abide by certain restrictions. And if you choose to ignore those realities, you end up completely fucked. And services that are completely fucked, for instance, would be Gab and BitChute. And I don't have anything else to say about Gab that I didn't say last week, but BitChute is kind of in a death spiral, and I'll explain why. This came out a while ago. This story about what is it? Hope, not hate. I think this was in December that this first got discussed, but I'm gonna kind of walk you through why it's a thing now as well. There was an announcement that BitChute was working with an anti-hate speech group called Hope, Not Hate. And, this was 17th of July. So this was mid last year that this news came out. Scared a lot of people. There was no immediate action taken, but we've seen more murmurings that things are getting censored on BitChute. Entire channels are getting deleted. There are certain search terms which turn up 0 results, even though they have a lot of results on BitChute. And it's just kind of like this weird, soft censorship that's creeping in. And if you don't remember, back when I was still friendly with Ralph, so quite a while ago, I was on the kill stream. He invited me to kind of ask questions to the guy who runs BitChute. And I asked him, because he's British, I asked him about the hate speech laws in England and how he would intend to deal with the government or NGOs coming after him, which was an inevitability. And he said that even though he was English, he lived overseas in some territory. He lived in like Indochina or some place like that. And he said it wouldn't be a big deal, and he would just move it if something happened that jeopardized the operation of BitChute. And it's come to fruition that's not the option that he chose to go with. He is trying to bend with the demands of the mainstream, and it's hard to blame him, but at the same time, because it's a completely centralized service, and because he's also censoring, it's hard to say like, oh, well, I'm going to continue to use this as an archive, because what good is an archive that's centralized and censorious? There's no point to it. So I would like to move all of my archives to library in the future. And the only thing that's stopping me from doing that right now is that library does not let you set a publishing date. If you upload a new video, it's considered published as soon as you upload it. So I would very much prefer if the archives were sorted in a index by publishing date, which I could set when I uploaded it. And I'll probably pitch that to them, and hopefully they'll update the protocol to support such a thing, because that's really holding me back. But for right now, everything is still uploaded as an MP3 to the RSS feed, and it will be that way for some time. I'm also starting the practice of uploading my streams to the site manathinternet.com for long-term storage. But I'm just going to give up on BitChute entirely, because he's encountered a thing which I've kind of conceptually understood to be true without really having a name for it. And but before I get into that, let me just point out something that makes me laugh, because once again, Styx cannot stop supporting these centralized platforms with all of his heart that end up fucking him very soon after. So this is that article about Hope Not Hate came out in July 17th. This response video was December 14th. So even 6 more months after that, still the platform obviously circling the drain. No new blood because of a problem I've explained before, and I'll explain again after the clip.
All right, everyone. Of course, I wake up in the morning and I have half a dozen messages on Twitter and elsewhere telling me that BitChute is sold out and I need to respond to it. So I am going to respond. First and foremost, BitChute has not sold out. And I'm going to try to explain the situation. However, first I do have to tell you, you should join me not just on BitChute, but also on Odysee, Dailymotion, and Rumble. Links in the description of this video, and on YouTube, a pinned comment. I'm shadow banned on YouTube. They don't like me anymore. I didn't play nice. I get a timeout. I'm on the naughty list for this Christmas because I have political beliefs that differ from Sundar Pichai. If you are going to watch me on YouTube, though, you should share out the link somewhere that'll actually be searchable because, trust me, log out of your YouTube account and search by username and see what you find. Not a whole lot of me, unfortunately. I'm shadow banned on the platform. That being said, also I should probably note this as well, because I've had some people claim, anonymously of course, I wonder why, oh, Sticks Hexenhammer is getting paid by BitChute to defend them. No, I actually pay BitChute $20 a month. I have a gold membership. I don't take a penny from anybody. Nobody pays me for what I do other than my fans through Patreon, Subscribestar, tips, super chats, and things like that. That's how I get my money and from my books. No site has a sponsorship deal with me. I'm not under any form of contract whatsoever from any entity, individual, or business. Getting that out of the way to clear the air. The blog post that people are currently mentioning in response to the banning of the Nordic Resistance Movement's page off of BitChute, and I'll get into that a little semi-separately. First and foremost, let me show you. The blog post is from July. It has...
So I'll cut him off there because he's just basically white knighting for BitChute the entire time. Here's what happened in 2020. In 2020, things got very serious for platforms that were trying to posit themselves as a alternative to mainstream tech, but which allowed hate speech. And I've come across in some exploration of this topic since that what happens is companies end up having to pay these PR firms, and these PR firms are in bed with tech companies and media companies in the U.S. And I'm not talking like broad conspiracy, in bed with. I'm just saying they're friends of friends. They know each other, and this is their business model. They know how to get articles published into big publications like the Washington Post and the Huffington Post, things that normies read, things that not just normies read, things that actually, let me explain that later. The gist is that these companies ask for money. We'll manage your PR. We'll get you in bed with the ADL. We'll get you in bed with Hope Not Hate. You'll take some suggestions for how to moderate your platform so that it looks like you're doing the bare minimum. You pay us for the service, obviously. And then when tech companies, when journalists start asking questions about your platform, they'll come to us. And they're friends of ours. We all go out and drink soy lattes together in San Francisco and Austin, and we'll clear up these misunderstandings, and life will go on, and you won't be raped to death. And that's what companies have to do, and that's what BitChute ended up doing in 2020. So their bare minimum is like make it so that when you search Hitler, you get 0 results, right? That's the bare minimum, and that's like the quid pro of that industry. And it's more than just like bad PR. If you understand how Wikipedia works, you understand why these articles are so important. Wikipedia has a policy of known trustworthy publications, which means that you cannot say anything on Wikipedia, no matter how true, if it's what's considered original research. So you have to cite especially you can slip comments into Wikipedia with no source that are completely false and nobody will care. But if it's an article with a topic that people are contentious about, like politics, like if a website is hate speech or not, then they really want you to have a source for it. So once things like Washington Post and the Huffington Post and Snopes especially start publishing these claims that a website is hate speech, then it can be introduced into a Wikipedia article as a verified fact with an actual source from a reputable website that Wikipedia can wash its hands of any proprietary first-person claims. And if you want to get that removed, well, you're going to have to find another more reputable source to counter that. And even then, it just says BitChute is considered a hate speech site by these people, but some people say it's just a failure of moderation policy, quote number 678. And that's how it works. And then Wikipedia, of course, is the number one favorite source of information for Google. So you type in BitChute, and if Wikipedia says that BitChute is a hate speech site, then it will say on the top right in the little info box, BitChute is a hate speech hotspot used by white nationalists to promote conspiracy videos. Citation 12345, and then that will be the blurb that almost everyone sees about your site. And then there's no way that you're ever going to get serious traffic to your site, and there's no way that you're going to be able to get people who have their own reputations to manage, like PewDiePie, to come and post their videos on your site. The only people you'll ever have posting videos to your site are people like Styx, and they're worth precisely nothing. I do want to say that it's extremely funny to me personally that Styx repeats over and over again that he's shadow banned because he doesn't get the search results for his name that he would prefer. He says this on a channel that is monetized, that is attached to his Patreon, that's attached to 8 different other kinds of monetized machinations, and which he has enjoyed for years, and which supports his lifestyle and everything about him. He has no issues collecting money, and he reminds me of Sagittarius Shoddy when he says this, because Sag also says, I think I'm shadow banned. I don't get as many viewers as I used to. I think I'm shadow banned. And it's like, no, you're not shadow banned. You just don't know what the fuck you're doing. And I don't know, shadow ban has become like a catch-all normie term for just like, I'm not making as much money as I used to because people are bored of my fucking takes, and therefore I'm shadow banned. There's no way that this could be a personal shortcoming or a malignment of my business practices. It's just Google. Google personally has stepped down to make sure that my profits are 37% what they used to be last year, this quarter. That's shadow ban, and it's just fucking bullshit. So I think I explained in full all of that. Yeah, I mentioned Wikipedia and stuff. Yeah, it's rough, man. So companies like Brave and Odysee, they have to play ball with this reality, and the best you can hope for is someone who is a savvy businessman first and foremost, and then like a savant who's attached to certain types of technology, and the libertarian that supports free speech. Like that's your ideal company owner, and that's your people like Brendan Ike and the people who run the library company. So my hopes are high for Odysee, more so than places like BitChute, obviously. And I would like to start up a PeerTube instance in the future, but I'm still sorting out where to place my data center. Once I figure that out, I will set up a Fediverse node, a second Fediverse node for video sharing, because I've been told that it's completely peer-to-peer and decentralized, and I would like to support that and help that get legitimized. Okay, I think that's the BitChute. Yes, that is. The only thing else, I didn't leave any notes for myself for this, but just as an aside, just a little update. James Stefani Sterling is having a good old-fashioned copyright dispute with YouTube, and it's funny to me because, as he says, so a heads up, Gilson B. Pontes, the terrible game designer, is pretty much aiming to get my YouTube channel fraudulently removed. He has one false copyright claim from it. Obviously, this will be challenged, but if there are any issues, be aware this is the reason. So he's gotten 2 copyright strikes, and if he gets a third before the other 2 are dealt with, his channel actually automatically gets taken offline until one of those strikes are removed, either because one of the parties lifted it or YouTube resolved it in favor of Gem. So he's at the brink of getting kicked off, and at least temporarily, and that would be a big deal for him because what's the name of that website for tracking subscribers and stuff? Acquisition subscribers. I forgot the name of it. Social Blade, that's right. So he's down 8,000. Oh, fuck off. Cloudflare, because he's going to be, fuck you. He's down 8,000 subscribers for the last 30 days alone. He's been losing subscribers precipitously for several weeks now, ever since he became James Stefani Sterling. His views are tanking. He used to get 1 million views, at least 1 million views, every week for over the last year. And his last year has been one of his worst ever, I'm pretty sure, since he got big. And now they're like not even 50,000. He's completely ruined his channel. So if something happens and he gets deleted and YouTube and Google, their SEO algorithms click that he doesn't exist anymore, he'll never recover. That will be the end. He'll have to pivot full like Chapo Trap House to even continue his current quality of life. He goes on to say in his next tweet, "It is not a good time for this clownishness, and I have no patience for it. This is not 2014, and I have a lot more shit in my life to get on with." What does he do? He does the fucking bullshit retard podcast, and he does the fake wrestling shit, but that went bankrupt. He doesn't do that anymore. He literally does nothing. He's like saying this is not 2014 and I have several habits I must indulge in. Gilson is fucking with that life because his little feelings got hurt over a fucking review. It's honestly pathetic. I always knew this channel would go down eventually, either temporarily or permanently. I'm surprised I went all these years without a full platform takedown yet. I did not expect it to be thanks to fucking Gilson though. Frankly, it's always the people you don't expect. Frankly, I'm unsure if he is even in this country. Tell me about it. Oh my fucking god. He's just now learning that the DMCA is broken and that fucking foreigners can pay fucking foreigners to DMCA in the US, and there's nothing you can do about it. But we have the registered business address and the contact details YouTube provided, so I am in touch with my lawyer about this. And then he continues, just recently, 3 hours ago, YouTube's new play is to say it's unclear if false takedown strikes are false or not. I am getting an email confirming Team YouTube is washing its hands of this situation. There is a resubmit option, allegedly, but the link to information on it in their email says nothing about to do it. Okay. You know, just so you know, the English invented the English language. You would expect some more clarity in the sentence. I'll track it down. You're supposed to only resubmit if you're prepared to defend it in court, which I am. This takedown is the same as every single other takedown they've reversed. What changed? Why is it suddenly different this time? And then he says, inform claimant and platform they'll heal from my lawyer if these videos aren't back up by the end of the day. And I really hope that... Well, first of all, I want to make a little joke here about how he says, I knew this channel would go down either temporarily or permanently. He's shadow banned, guys. His views are tanking because he's fucking shadow banned. Susan Wajiki, she does not support trans rights, so she's shadow banned. This poor innocent NB star, wrestling star. And then he says, why is it changed? Why is it different this time? I'll give you a hint. YouTube is eating more shit over DMCA all the fucking time, and people aren't lawyering up to deal with it because that costs money, but the DMCA doesn't require you to lawyer up to send DMCA, so it's free to fucking abuse. And then he says, at the very end, the wording is peculiar. Informed claimant and platform. They'll hear from my lawyer. Informed claimant and platform. Well... if you really want to get banned from YouTube, I think the best possible thing you could possibly do, besides just making videos where you scream the N-word, that would take time. Someone has to report that. But when you submit your N-word as a legal document to YouTube headquarters, it goes directly to their attorneys, who will then ban you themselves from the legal department, which the mods and underlings can't undo. That would be the best possible way to get banned from YouTube. So if he is actually threatening YouTube, he may actually ban himself, and that would be the funniest possible fucking ending to the Jimquisition YouTube channel, as if he fucking tanked it by trying to big dick swing on Pajit Eye. What a wonderful day. Okay, a little update on DSP. No, I'm not a big fan of general DSP hater Thunderdome. I find it kind of boring because a lot of what it is boils down to, no, DSP can't get away with this again. What about our moral crusade? He's not allowed to not have a job. We believe that he should be forced to get a job. And then he did these terrible things to the people who keep giving him money. He can't get away with it again. And that's basically what this is. It is interesting because the person who's outing him is like a former moderator. But this happens in the past too, where his mods turn on him eventually. And he seems to be just fine at like replacing these people and finding new pay pigs. So just a quick rundown. So this, it's that, and then Mouse is one of DSP's former Twitch mods, who turned on him after the following. So the first one is he doxed some guy who was asking for unban. So it's really common, and from what I understand, it's really common in the Twitch sphere for people to be banned by jannies. So the Twitch mod is like, oh man, I'm just trying to play some video games. I don't want to deal with haters in the chat, right? So I'm gonna mod some random fucking weirdos to take care of the haters in the chat. And the issue with doing that is that the haters, or the people you mod, are always going to be fans, and fans are weird. Fans of your podcast or gaming channel or whatever are weirdos, and they have a parasocial relationship with you, and they have different ideas of what the chat should be like. They have because they want it to be like their circle of friends, right? So it's the people who enjoy the streams for the right reason. And so they end up banning a lot more than the streamer ordinarily would, because the streamer just wants people to like watch the stream and have a good time. The mods sort of impress their own understanding of what the chat should be. So as a result, a lot of people get banned from chats in Twitch, and in order to be unbanned, they have to contact the streamer directly and ask to be unbanned. And in this case, DSP, for whatever reason, decided to send DSP an appeal. And DSP said, sure, I'll unban you if you send me a picture of your driver's license, which he did, and which he posted directly into Discord for all his mods to see. So that was strike one to It's Anonymous. That's a bit weird to take people's driver's license and repost it in fucking Discord. His private mod Discord, to be fair, but I mean, that's still not fair. Like I don't share any information like that of like orders with people who moderate the forum. That's just begging for some fucking problems. The second point of contention, I don't know if there's, I don't remember there being a clip of this. I don't really, to sum it up. Oh, okay. So this is like his story. Okay. The main reason he turned on DSP is that he told DSP that he had been sexually abused as a child, and DSP made fun of him. I wish there was like a clip of this somewhere. I've looked up and down for it. Is that it? No. I mean, where is it? I want to see the actual clip of him making fun of him for being molested. Oh, this has been to the driver's license. Why is this claim not substantiated in this? Belittling, stringing along. See, this is what I mean. This should be front and center. I want to see the message of just DSP saying like, fuck this guy, he got molested, and that means that he's going to be gay and molest kids on his own now. That would be the DSP quote I want to see. Oh well, at me in Discord if you have that message, because I'm looking it up and down. I don't see it. Okay, and the third strike, according to him, DSP has apparently talked very candidly in his Discord to his mods that what he does is he constantly eggs his biggest donors on and promises them that they will be a mod one day. And then he never never mods them. So he just strings them along. It's like, oh yeah, sure, we'll be friends. You'll be a mod one day. And they keep donating, hoping to be a mod one day. And then they're never made a mod. And apparently there is a conspiracy theory that someone told me that the what I mentioned before, them having to like appeal to DSP themselves to be unbanned. Apparently he asked his mods to ban some of his biggest donors because then they'll make new accounts and tip just to ask to be unbanned on their main account. And that's apparently a real stream of revenue that he's built up for himself. And he exploits it. And I don't know. I mean, I think that on one hand, like DSP's audience is extremely pathetic. I've tried to sit and like hate watch his streams, and he's just so unentertaining. Even in his like pre-stream diatribes, I just can't fucking stand the snorts, and I can't stand his awkward laughs, and he's just such a fucking boring person to watch. And I kind of have an issue, like, I really can't feel too bad for the people who get, like, how do you get taken advantage of by someone like DSP? How do you let your guard down so much that you're on the Kiwi farms telling people that you got molested and DSP made fun of you for it? Like, how does it get to that point? And then why should I feel bad? Like, I mean, because that's what I mean when I said I don't like talking about the DSP haterdom stuff, is that the only reason this guy is on the forum is because he wants to get back at DSP. He doesn't actually care. I mean, I'm sure he cares about that himself, but he's not like warning people like, no, don't do it. I did it and I suffered the consequences. You gotta be careful with how you're spending your money. It's like, I gave DSP a lot of money. I got made a mod. I realize that he has my docs now. I got made fun of for being molested, and now I am banned. And I demoted myself, and I want to hurt him as a reply. That's how it comes across, and it's not like that in and of itself reduces the humor value. You know what I mean? So that's my hot take on the DSP stuff. I always kind of see it as like a tug of war, like people trying to convince the pay pigs to stop giving DSP money, because the ultimate wet dream of the haters is to make DSP unable to continue streaming. And DSP has set the win conditions in his brain such that as long as he continues to stream video games and make money off of it, he is a winner. So he'll never let them win, and they'll never stop trying to win either. Okay, so the big news. I caught this. Someone sent it to me, and I realized, oh my fucking god, this is going to be a really big story. So I slapped together a little feature for it, and I moved it out. This guy, seen down here, kind of looks like Nikocado Avocado when he's fat, at least. Skinny version, maybe Nick in like 20 years. Fat version definitely looks like Nikocado. And he is a former CEO and president of a foundation called Cream City Foundation, which is just a horrific name. And apparently Milwaukee is also called Cream City, and that's what it's a reference to. But when used in the context of an LGBTQIAP plus outreach organization, it sounds like a little bit on the nose child molestation reference. So Cream City Foundation is a sponsor of that drag queen story hour. This guy, Brett, what's his name? Brett Blama, charged with 7 counts of child pornography. He was the president, and then he went and ran for public office as a Democrat for the county judge position for children's court. He won and left his foundation to be a full-time judge for the city of Milwaukee. And while an active serving publicly elected judge, transmitted 27 different images and videos of children being sexually assaulted. And if you want to read the actual charges, the prosecuting attorney describes the material. It is like toddler age children being raped. I'm not going to go over the details, but it's there if you want to see it. It's not like if you want to read it, you can look at it. And he's currently on bail for free because of COVID. He was not charged for bail. He's out on promise of returning, and he is allowed unsupervised access to his 2 gay adopted children with his gay lover back at home, completely free to walk back into the loving arms of his gay adopted children and gay husband, while facing a promise to return to court for his 27 images of transmitted child pornography. And 2 of those images were sent directly from the internet at the county government building, which is just remarkable, the audacity to do that. But it makes me wonder if he wanted this position specifically so that he could have unfettered access to hard to find child pornography that was being used in because he's head of the children's court, so maybe he has access to child pornography there, and he's literally just sending it to himself on Kik from the courthouse, images that he would not be able to get otherwhere. By the way, his Kik handle was like dad dom 27 or like 87, his year of birth, like DD Dom Dad or something, which is just horrific. And the thing is that this is the page for the Cream City Drag Queen Story Hour page. It's gone. Here it is. This was deleted today. I remember archiving this fucking page, and I'm glad I did. This was the actual page, and it's just like, oh, isn't it great that this... Look, the little kid in the fucking photo is so nervous. Okay, urgent. I need someone to send me the picture of... It's like a green text copy pasta, and it's like the children's fear, how they know something's wrong, how they can see it, they can smell it, like men and women smell different, and the kid just knows, and there's some sort of like deep fear response being triggered to seeing a man in drag. That's what that kid's experiencing, and I'll read that thing if someone wants to send it to me. This page is fucking gone now because it's caught national and international headlines because it's as I say in the thread, a anti-gay talking point giving human form. But have no fear if you are a homosexual and you're watching this and you're thinking, oh no, Drag Queen Story Hour. We really need this. We really need children to be exposed to drag culture at a young age. This whole story has been debunked. It's false. No, Drag Queen Story Hour leader wasn't arrested on child pornography charges. And when I first saw this, I actually thought that the story would be that he wasn't the acting president of Cream City when he was arrested, so therefore he's not a drag queen storytime leader. I also thought they might say like he wasn't a drag queen storytime reader himself, like he was just the president of the foundation, so therefore debunked. But no, it's actually stupider than that. And usually when something is blatantly false, right? You'll have a story like this, you'll have it say false, and then the first sentence will be like, on this happened, but here's what really happened. But this one is like paragraph after paragraph after paragraph after paragraph of what really happened, and then it's best summed up in the outro paragraphs. In an emailed statement, Hamilton, who is the president of the executive director of Drag Queen Story Hour at a national umbrella level, told Snopes that DQSH Milwaukee has never been run by Cream City Foundation nor Brett Blom, and neither Cream City Foundation nor Blom have participated in planning, organizing, hosting, or performing any DQSH Milwaukee events, Hamilton wrote. Brett has never held a title or position within our organization ever, Hamilton added. We reached out to Cream City Foundation for comment, but didn't receive a response in time for publication. We'll update the story if we hear back. So they only advertised it and gave them money and sent children there. This guy did. But he didn't actually run the story time. Oh, well, thank fucking God. I'm so relieved to hear that. I'm so relieved to hear that this child molester who's gay married and gay adopted 2 little boys, mind you, who sits at the head of a county court for children's law, and transmitted pornography of children to other people, including prosecuting attorneys, apparently, only supported Drag Queen Story Hour and sent money to them from their 501c3 charity. I'm so relieved. I'm so relieved that this is debunked, and I feel so much better. Did nobody find the fucking the copy pasta I was talking about? You guys suck. What the fuck's the point of even having this Discord, you useless motherfuckers? Okay, whatever. So the one fuck you too, Skell. I'm kicking you. Piece of shit. So one person who didn't feel Tweezy would have found it. One person who didn't feel too relieved about this story, by the way, is Lilith Lovett. And I want to put it out right now that Lilith Lovett is probably my least favorite tranny, and I will explain why. So this tweet from, when was this? I want to say that this was like last year, around the same time, like in February. So Lilith Lovett, it says, I don't fucking care about drag queens. Actually, it would be really, really hard to do their tranny voice because they sound like they're like a smoker or something. Like, I don't fucking care about drag queens. I don't care if they're performing or if their parents are letting them read storybooks to children. I don't fucking care. Wake me up if anything actually happens. Kids are statistically safer to be around drag queens than with priests. Well, wakey fucking wakey, Lilith Lovett. I tweeted at them and I said, wakey wakey, and it got deleted immediately. That tweet did. And it exists. This is the full tweet chain. The replies are, I just questioned if the moral outrage over drag queens stems more from a place of logic and reasonable concern, or more from a place of disgust and visceral view of drag, because there are actual kids in the world who need that genuine care, and it's not because of friggin' drag. Oh, what, care being molested? This is the only possible way you could hold this position is if you are a drag queen and you want to have children around you. That is the only fucking way. Because, like, it's like when you talk to people from the furry fandom. An honest furry will tell you that the furry fandom is porn. It exists for porn. It was made for porn. It's for pornographers and clients buying pornography to get together. And now they have conventions where they find each other and fuck each other, sometimes in their costumes. And it's porn all the way fucking through. And an honest furry will tell you that bringing children to a furry convention is completely and totally inappropriate. Drag queens, Lilith Lovett should say the exact same fucking thing. Like, yes, they like to walk around in a dress. No, they should not be let near children. That would be the honest thing to say. But they don't want to have that association between being like a femboy or a drag queen and with being a pedophile. And yes, this is probably an extremely unpopular view amongst some in my audience, but I just have to say it. Like, yeah, I know I'll eat shit for it eventually, but I have to say it because my interests are intertwined with it. And as for drag is inherently sexual, I don't think it is. Maybe it was at some point, but now it's within the mainstream. Drag seems to be nothing but just performance now. Like, analingus is fucking in the mainstream now. People keep talking about eating ass, but it's still sexual. And plus, I imagine I'm getting worked up. And plus, I'd imagine what few library readings that do occur, for how insanely publicized they are, parents are attending. It's a public library in broad daylight and open to everyone. Calm the F down. I'm sorry, but look at this fucking kid. It doesn't matter that this mentally damaged young woman has decided to send her child to meet this insanely creepy old man. But the kid obviously, look at look at that kid's face. He's in a fucking LGBTQIP plus like skirt onesie piece thing, and he just fucking knows that this is fucked up, Mom. This is fucked up. I want to go play Pokemon. I want to go sit in my room and not be molested, Mom. Why are you doing this? It doesn't matter that she's attending. That kid is fucking scarred now. It's just ridiculous. But after I started making fun of them for it on Twitter, It comes out and says, I was wrong. People were right to be cautious. It just seems like a homophobic moral outrage from Poll. Oh, Poll. At the time of writing the original tweet, I take the L and have deleted the tweet. And they say more than that, by the way. They go on to say, it would have been easy to just block everyone criticizing and ignore until people forgot. I could have baited people further by posting priest statistics, but it wouldn't have been the right thing to do, especially after I took some time to think about it and self-reflect. More like, took some time to think about it from a damage control perspective, decided ignoring it would be the wrong thing to do, so I decided to get out in front and just say, I take the L, I take the L. I'm not convinced. And the one thing that they said that really pisses me off now is God, is it not a part of this tweet chain? There was one where Lilith says something to the effect of, that's just your opinion and we'll have to agree to disagree now. You know what I mean? Like, sure, this is wrong to a lot of people. This is morally reprehensible to a lot of people, but we'll just have to agree to disagree. And all that means when people like to say that is like, sure, it bothers you, but I don't care and I'm not going to do anything about it, and go fuck yourself. That's not agreeing to disagree. That's like when two people have opinions about what to do with themselves and they disagree. When you have something that is increasingly exposure vector of children to pedophiles, and you take issue with it, and then people, a part of that culture, don't take issue with it, all they're saying is, I'm going to continue to do this anyways, and I don't care. And by the way, I was trying to find more tweets from Lilith, and they have such a great fucking level of defense that I've never seen before. If you don't know, Lilith Lovett is also a she-male porn star from fucking Thailand or some shit. And if you try to search Lilith Lovett and try to find tweets and shit, all you find are pictures of their dick. It's really fucking annoying. What I did find while trying to find old tweets is that they deleted a ton of their old messages. A lot of tweets that were around just a couple months ago, primarily anything from 2020, were deleted within the last week. I found Google caches of certain messages that were deleted, that were cached still present on Twitter as of March 14th this year, so less than a week ago, but now we're suddenly fucking gone. They're burning all their old messages, partly because it's shit like this. The fate of all white boys now that Joe Biden is president. And it's like BBC porn with Link from Zelda and shit. And it's like, so they have like this huge collection of BBC interracial gay rape pornography on their fucking computer that they just pull up for comedic purposes on their Twitter, and they just joke about white people being raped and white men being raped by men, and their fucking retard fans like that shit, and they find it funny. Retard fans like Short Fat Otaku and Count Dankula, who both follow Lilith Lovett, and I don't understand it. I want to make this clear. If you are someone who considers themselves right-wing, and you follow trannies, and you listen to trannies, and you let trannies tell you shit, you are letting a degenerate cyst infect you. You're willingly submitting yourself to the propaganda of a sexual deviant who was molested and who cannot be fixed and inherently cannot be based at any point in time. And I really fucking hate seeing people that I like subscribing to the feeds of degenerate, race-based rape enthusiasts like Lilith Lovett. And I just fucking hate it. It's like, stop. Detach yourself from these parasite influences. It's truly vile. In particular, I want to say, I don't know anything about Short Fat Otaku, but Short Fat Otaku is here is like, if you're outraged by one of these stories, and this is in defense of Lovett, after they decided that, yeah, this is probably not a good look to say that I support drag queen story out, or Short Fat Otaku, who has a girlfriend, comes out and says, if you're outraged at one of these stories but not the other, then you're a shit person whose tribal politics is more important to you than the harm done to actual children. Like, can we stop scapegoating priests to excuse trannies? Do you know what those priests are when they rape children? They're gay. Do you know why they went into priesthood? Because they thought that they were gay, and they wanted to repent for being gay, so they entered a religious organization that prohibited sex, thinking that God would cure them of being gay, and then they raped children while being gay, and also happening to try and isolate themselves from sex. They are the same fucking thing. The drag queen storytime people are just gay men who have found a different vector to be alone with young boys than the priests in the Catholic Church. It's the same fucking thing. And the fact that people on the right who are trying to defend their favorite she-male, dick girl, male rapist personality who they jerk off to, guarantee you, by the way, if anyone knows Short Fat Otaku's girlfriend, tell her to search his computer, because he jerks off to this fucking tranny, and she'll find his dick pics on Short Fat Otaku's laptop. And it's just fucking vile, and it goes back and forth, and then Short Fat Otaku has an account on the forum, and he's like, I'm not romantically interested in Lilith, we're just friends, bro, it's just a bro job, bro. It's just fucking vile. And then Dankula is the worst. Dankula is a father now. Congratulations. I think her name is Sadi. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's Scottish. He's now the father of a daughter. And he and his girlfriend have been together for a long time. Completely monogamous. They're both like all fucked up on tattoos with earrings and gauges and shit. It's just awful to look at. But I like Dankula. I think he's funny. The only interaction I had with him was talking to him when he did the Chris interview. But he came across very genuine, and he was very nice to Chris, and he understood the situation, handled it appropriately. I like Dankula, which is why it really bothers me to look at his timeline and see all the gay porn he likes. And I feel like, I don't know if he thinks it's like a joke or what. I don't know how his girlfriend doesn't take issue with it. If you're sitting there following Lilith Lovett and liking tweets like this about gay male interracial rape, and then you're also like a father and you're gonna be involved with this woman for the rest of your fucking life, like how does she stand it? Is she like a doormat or what? Because if they're thinking that this is normal and that Count Dankula on the path that he's on right now, and I even sent him a message once, I'm like, please don't turn into a tranny. Now that you have a kid on your way, please not turn into a tranny. But at some point, if he continues to like allow himself to jerk off to like tranny porn as a fucking meme, because I've been in his Discord and he's got trannies as Discord admins, and he's got trannies posting all sorts of tranny porn and the fucking million tranny dick girl channels that he has set up on his Discord. If he's intentionally exposing himself to that, there's like a serious risk that he's going to become like a 40-year-old tranny. Like that's how it happens. Those 40-year-old trannies are like habitual coomers, porn addicts who expose themselves to people like Lilith Lovett. They chase after Lilith Lovett. And then when they're 40 and they can't milk their prostate anymore by just watching porn, they take on the fetish as their entire lifestyle. And you can kick that 30 years down the road by molesting a kid. So that's what happens to Lilith Lovett. That's why they become a she-male like at 14, because they got molested and that makes them predisposed to it. But for normal people who grew up straight and were introduced into pornography in their late teens, early 20s, it takes about 20 years for that to happen. So I completely believe that if he wants to be a good father, which I hope he does, and if he wants to be a good husband, which I hope he does, he'll stop. He'll disconnect himself from these fucking pestilence and focus on his family. Because that's what I have hope for him. So, chat, I've downloaded a video of a black woman, Dominique Johnson, playing organ music. So please join me in some gospel prayer. Dankula, you have to let it go, Dankula. Stop following the femboys, Dankula. Praise Jesus. Guide this soul away from the tranny demons, Jesus. Let this Scottish lamb find his way to the pastures of Christ. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you. It is very hard for me to put on like a thing like that, but I hope I did. I hope I I hope my prayers find its to base Black Jesus, who's going to save Dankula from the trans demons. Dankula forgetting that Josh existed and finding this sermon. Oh my god. Holy shit, the copy pot. Oh no. Oh my god, fuck. Why is this gone now? What's funny is that someone reposted that copy pot. Oh, there. Why can I not open this? If I open it, it says it's not allowed. I can. It says anonymous caller does not have storage.object that get access to Google Cloud storage object. Paste it again as an image. That's not this. Oh, there it is. The fucking thing is actually the exact picture that we were talking about. That's why it reminded me of it. It's the same fucking thing. Quote from the copy pasta. Jesus, this stuff must be terrifying. The reason young children have a fear of clowns is because clowns are a distortion of the human shape. Young children and babies know instinctively what humans look like. And when they see a clown, they see a human shape, but they recognize it beyond its familiar shape. It terrifies them. It's a distortion of what they know to be instinctually true. Look at that kid. She, hard to tell because of the progressive mom, is absolutely terrified. She knows what she's looking at, smells and sounds like a man, but the clownish application of makeup and ridiculous hair and dress make the man sinister and foreign. The drag queen is deep into the uncanny valley, and the little girl knows that she is looking at what she is looking at is not what she is trying to look like. She doesn't have the intellectual capacity to understand gender critical theory. So all she sees is a deception. Her instincts are kicking in, telling her that this thing in front of her is not what it claims to be. She can't comprehend what's going on. So all she can know is that something is attempting to take the form of a human woman that she knows is in fact not a human woman. Look at her face. Look at her apprehension. She is deep into uncanny valley and she doesn't want to step any further. Her colorophobia, which I'm assuming is fear of clowns, is kicking in, and all she can recognize is that she is witnessing something that is grotesquely non-human. And her mother is just blindly smiling behind her, gleefully pushing her into the belly of the beast. So that is why I thought of this copy pasta, because that is actually the exact same fucking image from the exact same fucking site. And it reminded me of it. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. Also, so now that I've read this and I did my Jesus thing, we have to talk about simps. And then after we talk about simps, I need to talk about the Alliance. So this is a quote. This is from Kiwi Sunset, who's that cam whore who tries to look like Boxy. From Anonymous. Please, I will leave my wife and every loved person in my life if you would just let me smell your belly button. My God, I would let you suffocate me until I lose consciousness just for the opportunity to have you put your finger in your navel and then shove that smelly finger in. I assume it goes on to be more and more horrific forever. And then this is a different cam whore called Andrea. I'm horny 3250357 says, how do you only have 79 followers? You are gorgeous. I will take care of your every need. Just need to sniff your butt like a fucking dog. Please come to Massachusetts. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And I hope you don't mind the fact that I forgot about that part. But I did get this clip that I'm going to play now.
I never get pussy. I've never got any pussy. I'm too nice. I'm always so nice to the girls. And they just end up dating these guys and they're terrible to them. They never give me pussy. I really want a blowjob. I've never had one. It's because I pay for the meals. Afterwards, they don't respect me because I'm too nice to them. I always offer to take them places, give them rides, and do chores for them, and open doors. They never give me any pussy. This one girl, I bought her this coat that she wanted. She said that she liked the coat, and I just thought if I bought it for her, you would finally give me something. You haven't touched my penis. I just want to eat the I don't even care. I just want to make girls feel good. I don't understand. I'm so respectful. I say, I'll lick your pussy. You don't have to do anything. I just want to feel it.
Are they closed? Fuck, man.
Our store is closed.
Fuck this. Fucking shit, it's one of my bagel. Now I'm pissed. Now I'm gonna go get some pussy. Hey, you look pretty good. You look pretty good today. Now it's time for some pussy. And to be honest, you look pretty good. Here, let me do it.
I can't even get a bagel sandwich!
I want some McDonald's.
Fuck you.
The best part of that clip is when he says, like, I don't even want to have sex. I just want to see what it feels like. There are people like that. They're like so submissive to like women. Like, I'll just eat you out. I don't even want to like have sex. I just want to see what it feels like. And that's these fucking people. And that's like, that is like the fucking pits. I talked to an incel who was posting in the forum, and I eventually decided that they were like just an attention whore that got off on humiliation, and I banned them. But the fucking incel minds, I just don't get it. Just man up. Stop being so desperate. That's what people can smell that. Women can smell that shit. If you're desperate, they can smell it like a fucking, like a garbage, like septic. If you get like a little drop of poo-poo water on your clothes, people can smell that shit. You know, it's just a little bit, but they can smell it. Women are like that. They can smell a drop of desperation on your clothes, like it's sewage. Okay, that's that. So now I'll read this. Actually, this is interesting, but it will lead into a point that I think people will get angry at me for. I'll just read through it first. Let me get a sip of water. Attention, Japanese artists. Are you currently being or have you ever been harassed by multiple accounts on Twitter because of one of your works? We understand that in recent days, many users on Twitter have decided to target Japanese artists for several reasons. A character's skin tone, a character's outfit or bust size or clothing. What often follows is a massive amount of negative comments urging you to change or remove your artwork from the platform. You have not done anything wrong by posting your artwork. Your creative vision has merely attracted the attention of some bad actors on the platform who will seek to silence you because your creative vision does not agree with their standards. Please understand you are not at fault. The problem lies solely in the minds of these users. You have not violated any laws, Twitter terms of service, or any unspoken rules. Your freedom of expression is important. We realize that Japanese culture approaches criticism and negative feedback different from that of many other nations, but it is important that you understand your individual rights as a creator. What to do if you are approached negatively about your artwork. Please check the account information about the user who is disparaging or demanding you change or remove your artwork. If the biography or header image contains any of the following: age information, usually represented by a number lower than 18. The following acronyms: BLM, ACAB. Gender pronouns: he, him, she, her, they, them. The following emoji, which is the trans flag, heart, rose, and communist hammer and sickle. Alternate lifestyle choices: poly, pan, demi. Imaginary gender identification, e.g. gender queer. Any form of the word feminist. Any reference to K-pop groups, any reference to mental illness, bipolar, autistic, Asperger's syndrome, etc. An avatar or header with characters from Pokemon, Super Smash Bros., Animal Crossing, or My Hero Academia. You may ignore any criticism from these accounts. These should be considered warning signs that the user you are dealing with is either a person under the age of 18, a person lacking in mental stability, or a person otherwise lacking in mental maturity. All of said users have one goal in common. They are here to push an agenda. They wish to silence you, to suppress your ability to present your artwork because it does not fit with their ever-fluid standards. If you are targeted by any account that meets the preceding criteria, you may do all of the following: block, ignore, mute, report the user for targeted harassment. Alternatively, you may consider or may continue to present your artwork on other platforms with a much more understanding audience, such as Pixiv or Minds. Do not do the following: apologize, issue a public apology, delete your post, or edit your artwork to their standards. Any user whose information meets these criteria and does not seek to force you to change or remove your artwork, but instead offers helpful criticism or praise, should be treated as you would normally. Why are these users behaving this way? You are likely being singled out as a potential victim of cancel culture, which is a mob tactic of shaming any form of expression which does not fit the established set of criteria that is admittedly both Western and very socialist. As a result of exposure to ongoing propaganda campaigns, many of said instigators will be young, will not be Japanese, will have no understanding of Japanese culture, and will not be exposed to the cultural norms of mangaka or Japanese societal norms. Understand this, these people do not represent the majority of Western culture. Most of Western culture considers these people to be immature, obnoxious, or otherwise racist against Japanese creators. They do not represent the dominating mindset of Western views or Japanese artwork. They are children who are seeking a purpose and acting as they have been indoctrinated in their twisted and malformed view of globalized equality. They are not your audience. They are not authority figures. They do not have the authority to prevent you from displaying your works. They are bullies. They should be ignored and not given the attention they crave. We would like to urge you to keep working. Keep presenting your artworks as you would like to have them presented to the world. Even if you do not believe your artwork is perfect, understand that the people who are attacking you are not attacking the merits of your artwork. They are attacking you based on a checklist of values that is likely to change tomorrow as it is today. Please continue to work hard. Ignore these children who believe they have more power than they actually do. Very, very nice little message. The main issue that one could have with this message is that this guy and every single person that he's actually tagging here is pornography. He's angry because he's not angry because these immature socialist children are trying to change societal norms or trying to make his characters look a different way. He's upset because his pornography is being threatened by these things. I don't want to draw black people. Black people are ugly, says the Japanese man. I don't want my dick girl to have a smaller, I don't want my dick girl to look realistic with weird pointy estrogen boobs instead of like giant tits that a real woman might have. I want my porn to be like how I want it, so I can jerk off more. Like, that's the point of this message. And while the message itself is very nice, it's disappointing that it seems to come only from a place of coom. You know what I mean? And I think in that way, men and women have more in common than they might think, because on the other side of the aisle, women don't tend to indulge pornography as much as men unless they're like rape victims or something. But you have TERFs. You have all these young women in college and high school and getting out of college into the workforce who are being pressured into sexual relationships with men who are on estrogen. And something like I'm trying to remember the exact statistic. It's a very high. It's something like 1 out of 10 lesbians admit that they were in a relationship with a transgender man just because they wanted woke points or their friends pressured them into doing it. And you're having like a surgence of TERF people who identify as TERFs, not just like ideologically, but who see this idea of men demanding that women have sex with them and it being somehow okay just because they're trying to pass as women. They're seeing that and they're getting angry about it. So here we have on the left, we have the Japanese coomer who wants to make white chicks that he can jack off to and not black women that he's not attracted to. And then on the right side, we have the TERF who doesn't want to be literally raped by men. And I think there is some common ground here. You have to meet halfway. And it's not immediately you can't just like. Sorry, I got knocked off my train of thought. My point was that women in general tend not to like porn unless they're allowing themselves to be what they might call a pick-me. Women who want men to like them no matter what, who will let them do things like favorite their dick girl porn on their public Twitter account. That's the behavior of a pick-me, someone who just wants to be liked. And then you have men on the left who don't like being told what to do. And there is a commonality. There is a middle of the Venn diagram where I think people will have to be reconciling their differences in the near future, because the flip side of the trad GF is the trad BF, and the trad BF does not like dick girl porn on Twitter, does not curate an anime pornography directory on their computer, and I think that when people start bitching about the trad GF, they never really take into consideration what that would mean for them, and people get really angry. People get really angry when you point that out. And I'm trying to think of how to word it. I don't want to just be purposefully inflammatory, because no matter how I try to word this, people are going to be angry and disagree with me. The TERF cis alliance. Well, TERFs are inherently cis. There is no alliance. It's a subsect. His brain broke. Exactly. You can't be a Coomer and have a trad GF. That's the way to paraphrase it. Have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? I have. TERFs are there are okay. Well, it's hard to defend TERFs because a lot of them are like genuinely they just hate men. And that's why the TERF label is like this weird thing where, on one hand, you probably want someone who's a TERF. You don't want someone who's just like desperate to be loved. But on the other hand, you don't want someone who hates you. It's a balance. You can't just like want Abigail Shapiro's big tits and think that's what trad GF is. It's just wearing the skirt and having big tits. Talk about the black anime guy on KF. Well, that's exactly that's another example of it. This guy I didn't want to talk about this because it's just like forum shit, but this guy joins the forum like a year ago, and he posts a thread about blacked Twitter, and I realized while looking at his post that he has a list of all these accounts that follow him. So the person screenshotting it is this guy who has all these different black Twitter accounts following him, and I just asked, like, why do you have these people following you? Is there something you'd like to say? And people find his account, of course, and he's been photoshopping like anime porn to be blacked with like these weird tattoos, like tribal tattoos that mean like black property or some shit. And he's like, this is obviously your fetish. And he probably wanted, I mean, I was afraid to talk about it, like to feature it on the forum until people asked for me to, because I get the feeling that he's also like a humiliation fetishist. He set it up just to be found out. Yeah, I don't know. It is like a lifestyle where people are just completely fixated on porn. I noticed that in all my Discord channels, at least the ones that aren't about like professional stuff, like technology and stuff, and even then, not always, but all those Discord channels have like dedicated porn channels. And I really want to know, what is the purpose of a Discord porn channel and a Discord about Dankula's podcast and shit? What is the purpose of the Dick Girl channel and a podcast Discord? Why do they all have them? And it's all of them too. Seth has like 10 different porn channels in his Discord. Cumtown, well, ironically named, but they have porn channels. Dick, what's his face? Count Dankula has porn channels. Why do they need it everywhere, even in places where they just talk about shit? I don't understand. So that kinky people can find other kinky people. When you say kinky people, I just think of like mentally ill. Like, what does it mean to be kinky? It means that you integrate, like, jacking off into your lifestyle. Like, oh, I'm athletic. I like to go for a run in the morning. I'm a swimmer. I can't get my day started till I go for 8 laps. I'm keto. I think that carbs make my brain function worse. I'm kinky. I need a dick girl channel in all my discords. Like, it's just, I don't know. It just sounds wrong. Yes, Josh, they're mentally challenged. Coomer searching for Coomer. C for C. Yeah, see, look, if I criticize this, then people say that I'm like a virgin. The virgins are the people who are most likely to be jerking off to fucking dick girl porn in their Discord channel. You know what I mean? Can we have a porn channel here? No. People like to coom together. They hated him because he told the truth. Oh well. Is there anything else I missed? I feel like I'm talking myself to a grave. I forgot. Chantal, of course. As we wind down for the stream, Chantal. The Ralph stuff. Yeah, fuck it. I forgot about that. I do have that ready to go though. So Ralph, where is it? Ralph had basically hired an escort. Ralph hired a prostitute, and he said, "Fuck it, I got you for the weekend. You know, I paid for the weekend package, just save some money. I might as well pimp you out to my," and I know that because I know escorts tend to sell entire weekends, and Ralph usually streams on like the weekdays, not on weekends. So he had a special weekend streaming thing where he had a real prostitute in his studio with him, and he interviewed her about her career in the adult entertainment industry, as they like to call it. And it didn't go, I think, as he expected. So I'm going to play a couple minutes of this, as much as I would not like to hear Ralph talk, just because it's actually pretty funny. Well, not funny, but interesting to hear what she has to say.
The answer that makes you feel good inside?
No, I want the real.
Or do you want the answer that's like the harsh reality of the world?
I want the real answer. Yeah.
The real answer is I've been sexually assaulted and or harassed the last 5 jobs and schooling that I have had, to the point where I just feel like I was born to be a whore by default, and I don't know what else to do with my life.
You know, I think a lot of the internet would would agree for a lot of different women.
Well, that's a pretty heavy statement. Now, why would you you just feel like that's your role and that this is what you're meant to do?
And the unfortunate truth is that I have been mistreated my entire life as a woman, and I don't know how to survive working a minimum wage job, getting assaulted. It's more unstable for me to work a regular job than it is for me to just get a hold of my sexuality. But even though people think I'm sexually empowered, I still feel sexually devastated.
Really? You know what? I did not expect it to take this turn, but this is a real conversation.
That's why I asked you. Do you want the sugar on top, or do you want how I really feel as a woman?
I actually want the real deal.
I am actually really thankful for COVID and the 6-foot rule, because now I have a reason to kick someone in the balls when they get too close to me.
Let me pause it there because I want to explain. I've listened to the entire thing. I'm only going to play a couple minutes of it, but she continually says like, I've worked like a couple jobs and I got sexually harassed in all of them. So my logic is I might as well become a whore, because if I'm going to get raped at my workplace, I might as well just have sex and make more money that way. That's her literal logic. At no point does she say, like, I became a prostitute because I make bad pussy decisions. At no point does she say, like, I became a prostitute and now I regret it. It's always like, men made me do this. Men raped me, and men, like, sexually harassed me at work. And other people told me I should do this.
I guess, and I guess we can go deeper into that, but like, what? I'm not trying to like relive your trauma. I guess that's kind of what I'm thinking about.
I'm not. It doesn't matter, because most women feel this way.
You think so?
100%.
Now, why do you say that?
You can ask any woman, but most of them won't tell you. I just don't care anymore.
All right. Now, I guess, when did you, and again, I'm not trying to, delve into it just for pure reasons. But
actually, I want to pause it there, because I don't know what exactly she's claiming. If she's claiming that most women would agree that they were made to be a whore, I would say that most women would disagree with that assessment. I really, just the way, it's kind of like a weird statement. I have no fucking idea what she's saying.
This is a conversation. When did you really feel like that? Like
2 years old.
Really?
I was.
This is the worst, but also like the most outrageous moment of the entire stream. When did you feel like that? 2 years old. Does anyone want to guess what she's going to say after that?
When did you really feel like that? Like
2 years old.
Really?
I was sexually molested. My first childhood memory is molestation.
That's I we've had guests on the show before, and people who say, well, all sex workers, all porn stars have been molested, and stuff
they have.
Like that. Now, in your experience, it is a large percentage that have been.
I would say so. We have an extremely messed up human culture, and that's just the way it is.
Now, how would you like the human culture? Like, by the way, you're speaking very matter-of-factly, and I don't disagree, really.
Yeah, exactly.
With how you're putting it. But I like how you said, hey, do you want the real shit, or do you want me to be,
yeah, no, I don't. Yeah. Most people are going to be like, well, you're sabotaging your career. Or
someone in chat is saying that this is like a bit that Ralph set up. Ralph would not be smart enough to do this. I think this is the opposite message that he wanted to broadcast. He wanted to tell his audience that actually all porn stars are just giant slut whores that love cock and money. So it's completely morally. I don't know what the word would be. You don't have to feel bad for it, though. If you're like jerking off, don't ever think of that as like someone's daughter. Don't ever think of that as like a child molestation victim. It's just really based and red pilled to jerk off to damaged goods. But she's not reading a script. She's looking off into the distance because she's heavily medicated, I'm pretty sure.
This isn't the PR you want. Men want you to be a whore slut. And that's the truth. And so for the sake of the content, I will be a whore slut. But if you really want to know what I'm going to answer that's not on a adult site, that this is the answer you're going to get.
Yeah, I want the real shit, I have to say. And so I guess... And again, this is kind of a standard question that I asked, and and I've said this before too. Me hosting this show, not an accident. I wanted to have this type of platform be known since I was.
Ralph sounds really fucked up, by the way. He's just like rambling to himself.
I feel like I should.
What he's saying is that he's an attention whore.
Yeah, exactly, and I feel like that was
Aren't we
appropriate.
all?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that was appropriate though. I have that type of talent. I should be recognized. And you're telling me that it wasn't like that for you with the porn star thing. It was more of,
I didn't have any interest in pursuing adult work until after I got a degree in public health.
And it was because of what we said earlier. Like they
It's
just said this
because
is a
I was
better-
basically told that I'd be better off making porn than I would be
can't
to
even
pursue
believe it.
something in public health.
So her story is that she made the decision to go into porn when she was in school in California, studying public health, and her professors told her that she would do better as a porn star than she would as someone working in medicine. And I don't know if she says it immediately after this. I don't have that clip, but she says something really profoundly retarded, like, I didn't think that was true, but now, I mean, we see what happens with COVID, and it's proven to be true. And it's just like the exact opposite fucking message of, like the opposite of what you should have gleaned from something. I could have gone into medicine and been a med student and made money in working in medicine, but then COVID happened, and now we've really learned that medicine's worth nothing, and nobody has any desire for medical professionals anymore. It's such a passé field. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? She's like eating during the stream. I'm like, is she eating something, or is she just like popping more fucking SSRIs as time goes on? She is near Ralph, so it's understood. I feel bad. If that motivated you, if you feel like if you want her services, if her story has turned you on because you're a fucking sadist, 1 hour in call GFE $500, 90 minutes is $750, 2 hours is $1,000. And then out call, $600, 12 hours overnight, $2,500. So I don't know. I assume her price for like a weekend would be like $4,000. And he's like, come over on the weekend. And he's like, fuck, I got to make some of that money back. I guess I'll put you on my show. Are you okay with that? She's like, sure, you're paying for my time anyways. Like, who gives a fuck? And that's how that particularly illuminating episode of the Kill Stream came to be. So, I hope it was worth the money, Ralph. And stop bitching that I didn't put the video up on the stream. It's all audio. Who gives a fuck? Okay, that is my rant about pornography and trannies for today. Be sure to unfollow all the trannies you have on your Twitter, if you still have a Twitter. Okay, so Chantal, as we wind down, this is basically in the stream. I'm gonna watch some Chantal. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna have a good time. And I'm gonna play my outro song. So if you're already sick of hearing about Chantal, because I've mentioned her name, quit now, I guess. It's funny. This one, she's been having a bit of a crisis. My girl has been having a bad time recently because she has recently been diagnosed with Lord Beatus. Lord Beatus has come from heaven and blessed her with the gift of Beatus, and now she has a issue where she has to take medication. It's a specific kind of medication that she takes every couple of days, every week or something, and so the issue with having diabetes, type 2 diabetes, is that you have to watch your carbs, and she can't do that because she likes fried shit, and she likes rice and french fries and everything plain and deep fried, slathered in oil, and pizza. So reducing carbohydrate intake is triggering for her already. She says it's very triggering. She doesn't like the C word. If you say that she said that you shouldn't carb shame her. She keeps using shaming as a suffix, so don't carb shame her for eating a ton of carbs while being diabetic, yada yada. She's been recently approved for weight loss surgery. They probably are going to require her to lose some weight before they do the surgery. Otherwise, she's just going to fucking die because she'll get the surgery and then blow out her stitches trying to eat 2 pizzas. And she's also been having a big fucking meltdown about the haters. Now, I'm obviously Chantal's biggest fan, so she does not like... she doesn't talk about me ever, except she was talking about, I don't have a clip for this, but I really should. She was talking about how she was on Tinder and a Serbian guy kept hitting up on her, said that he liked BBWs, and she was like, oh, you're really handsome, and she kept talking about how the Serbian man made her, she wanted to say her ovaries tingle, but then she realized she didn't have ovaries anymore. So she said it makes her fupa tingle, the Serbian man. And then someone in chat said that, isn't Josh Moon Serbian? And she got all disgusted. She's like, no, Josh Moon isn't Serbian. So that's the only time I get mentioned, is when she's talking about a Serbian making her fupa tingle. But ordinarily her hate is reserved for this one guy called Hussey. And Hussey is like a 60-year-old man who does YouTube live streams, and he keeps getting banned because she's like she's got a YouTube representative now, and every time she complains about this guy, he loses his channel. But then he just makes a new one, and he gets like 100 to 200 live viewers, and he just sits around in a wig making fun of Chantal and doing like a Chantal falsetto. Sorry, doing like a falsetto making fun of her. And for some reason, this fucking guy pisses her off so much that he like sets her off on massive diatribes. And it's like there are so much more like funny people like me who are smart and handsome and entertaining and not a like a man in a wig that you could be mad at and that you could make angry diatribes about. But for whatever reason, she chooses Hussey. And I have some timestamps from her last stream where she's pissed off at this guy. Let's see, 1830. And there's quite a lot of footage, so it'll take some time to get through it all.
I don't understand that. Like, yeah, I've said things and when I like going 800, I'm sorry, but it's going to end. It's going to end. I'm telling you. I always threatened to report them, and I didn't yet. Because honestly, I don't want to go to their stupid channels and watch their videos. They disgust me. So, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to send them all those videos and the channels. Hold on a second, guys. You know what I mean? Like, fuck them all. They they obsess over the stupidest shit. You know? Oh, she's eating pizza while they eat pizza. Like, get a life. Worry about your own fucking organs, about your own life, about your own diets. You know? And I'm gonna order lunch, so if you don't fucking like it, leave and unsubscribe. I'm honestly so sick of it. Alright. I'm so sick of it. Yeah, Jessica, it will be going.
She power trips so fucking hard off her YouTube shit. Like, yeah,
What's
I can
that
report
on
you.
my head? Your snatch hair. Biatch. Oh, you have a problem with my wig, but watch some... have you seen some of the wigs in the community that you're supporting? Seriously. $5 Party City wig, and they can't even brush it.
Don't talk about my boy Jim Sterling like that.
Ooh, I know what I want. What should I have for lunch? Hi, Fernanda. Where do I buy my wigs? I just got these on Amazon, mostly for my videos, but fuck, I'm sorry. Okay, if you go to like their channels and you look in the comments, all of these same obsessive people for like 3 years who just like complain about me over and over. Like, if you hate me so much, why are you obsessing over me? Why are you watching my videos? Like, they'll make up all this shit. Like, who's the arsehole that has like an octopus fucking thing? Avatar? Like, I'm saying I scammed OnlyFans.
Okay, so the story with that is, if you don't remember, she opened an OnlyFans for one day, and her inbox was flooded with Coomers requesting the most disgusting fucking things that you could ever possibly imagine. And she was so put off by how, like, violently, like, weird and creepy these people were. She closed her OnlyFans immediately. And she collected like several $1,000s worth of subscription money that she only put out one day's worth of content for. And it caused OnlyFans to get like a ton of complaints, and she had to refund the money or some shit. And she's real pissed off about that because she lost money. And now her weird fat dancing videos are on the forum.
Because how is it a scam if you refund people their money when they ask? That's not a scam. Like, people are, oh my god, anything for clout, anything for a bit of money. Like, hello. You know? Shit. And no, I don't just eat junk for money. I'm gonna eat junk, I'm gonna eat junk, and I'll film it if I feel like it.
Okay, that's that. She gets angry again at 22:35. Whoops, I went too far ahead.
Like, what the hell? Okay, I get it. You don't like what I eat. Move on. Go fucking vlog your day. Oh, what's that? Nobody will give you views if you vlog your pathetic day? And what's with the freaking 50, 60-year-old people looking like freaking, like they do, criticizing me and calling me a creature when you look like a tree monster? I'm sorry. I'm so sick of the hypocrisy. It's ridiculous. Oh my god. Any friggin' idiot can start a YouTube channel and just try to like ruin your name and make fun of you all day and get paid for it. Does that sound right to you? No, it's not. Oh my god, like, I'm telling you, I'm not the one. I'm not like Amber Lynn, and I'm not just gonna sit there and fucking take it.
Well, okay. I kind of want to interrupt and add commentary to this, but it's so dense. Like her anger, she tries to hold it back in her videos and be like, "Hi, oh my God, Travanda, I love you. Thank you for showing up. Oh my God," and then she tries to be like sweet, and she just can't do it. She's completely incapable of not showing the world what a bitch she is all the fucking time. Let me find a movie clip actually. Here it is. Wait, why is this not on YouTube? Fuck off. I want the... I fucking hate... Shit. Show me the movie clip. Am I really... Is this like... Has Precious like DMCA'd all their fucking clips and now you can't find this? Oh my God, it has. Fuck off. There's a scene in Precious, which is a very, very funny movie, and I would suggest Precious to everyone, where Precious, who's a big fat black chick who has like 2 retarded babies, goes up and in class, she wants to fit in with her class, so she takes a swipe at her teacher, and her teacher says, "Come get your paper." She walks up to the teacher, and then her teacher like snatches the paper back before she can grab it and says, "Precious, you know why they call people fat and jolly? Because nobody fucking likes fat people. And you can either be fat and jolly or a skinny bitch. You can't be both." And then she gives her a paper. And that's one of the best lines of any movie ever. But it's like that. It's like you can only either be fat and jolly or you can be a skinny bitch, Chantal. You can't be both.
Those little dinky fucking loser channels are getting their asses. I'm gonna, yeah. No, I don't need to watch them to know what they're saying. People tell me. Are you kidding? I don't watch their fucking videos.
What, Sam? What, Sam? Oh, he's beezing today.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of the time I ignore it. But like I saw a channel that was like literally just me and me in their banner, and like every single video was bullying. I'm sorry. YouTube is not going to care about that video.
There's something about it where it's like there's something about grown adults. Grown adults like Chantal and Everland and Life by Jen and all these fucking people complaining about bullying. Bullying is... Do you know why bullying... And I'll do my diatribe about this. Do you know why bullying is like a thing that's like people take very seriously and that the government has laws against and all this shit? Bullying is a big deal because classrooms are where the government fucks your brain holes. And it needs to be able to fuck your brain holes as hard as it possibly can. And if there are little shits in your classroom, in your state-mandated prison classroom, where you are forced to go, making that experience less pleasant and making it so that you don't get fucked by the government as hard as they would like to fuck you, that's a big issue for them. And that's why it's a big deal. Because you're forced to go there. Nobody forces Chantal or Amberlynn to put these videos out on the internet, but they feel not only that they should be able to without repercussion, but that they're entitled to. And that the government should step in and regulate it. And make sure that their YouTube comments are all fucking squeaky clean. And anything shy of that is bullying and should be treated as such. Like, we used to have a system where it's like, you want to be famous, You want to make money by just sitting on your fucking ass eating pizza and having people gawk at you. There's a system for it. You go to Hollywood, you get molested, you find a talent agent, you get famous, and now you can eat pizza and make money doing it. And you have a PR agent and you make enough money where you can kind of suss out what kind of image you want, and that's what being famous is. Nowadays, because of the internet, because of YouTube, because of your webcam, any retard with no experience, no molestation on record, no, I'm pretty sure with some people that's not true, they can just they have no fucking idea, and then they get paid peanuts for it, and they can't control themselves, and they feel entitled to be treated by the same standards of like A-list celebrities while they eat fucking pizza. And it's like, we had a system and you broke it, you fucked it up, and now you get to be humiliated and laughed at, and you don't get shit for it.
It's like, or that channel, it's like 2,000 subscribers, and the person looks like the fucking crypt keeper. They're creepy looking. Like, why? What is with these people? Like, like, what happened to you to make you so friggin' acidic and bitter and disgusting at that age? Like, oh my God, put me out of my misery if I'm ever like that in 10 years from now. Seriously.
She thinks she's gonna live 10 years.
Jesus. Like, honestly, like, that much hate ages you quicker, you know? Theodora, you bring a lot of joy into many people's lives. When someone becomes popular, they're still attracting these kind of leeches. Take it as a sign of success. Thank you so much, Theodora. I appreciate it. Thank you. You're right. Oh my. Like, what do they get? Like, I just picture these people, like, jerking off to it. Like, what do you get out of the hate? Like, what? I don't care if you hate me. You're just, like, it's just creepy at this point. You know? Like, it's just, oh my God. Anyways, let's have lunch. Oh, it's not just me. You know, it's not just me. It's these people that, it's the hypocrisy. They're overweight just because they're maybe 50 pounds lighter. They think they can just fucking start criticizing everyone's life who's fat. Like, oh no, like, you know, how many calories are in that? How much ketchup is she using? You know what? Give me your fucking address right now. I'm mailing this to you. Because I use about a quarter cup of ketchup every day. You want to measure it? Go ahead. There you go. Give me your address. I swear to God.
I'll real talk with you, chat. Okay. I have to be careful. I had French fries today, and I used there's a restaurant called Nando's, and I got into Nando's when I was in Australia because there was one nearby, and they have this shit called peri peri sauce, and peri peri sauce is fucking delicious. I can drink that shit. It is so fucking good, and I overuse it with my French fries, right? Though if I don't have peri peri sauce, I have to be careful and measure out my ketchup. Because I am a person, and I don't know, I need someone in chat to tell me that this is not like some weird psychological thing that only I have. But I will take a squeezy bottle of ketchup, and I will independently add a layer of ketchup to all of my Frenchy fries, one at a time. Because that is how I like my Frenchy fries. And I don't know if this is like a mental illness thing, and but that's how I eat my French fries. Josh went to Cheeky Nando's. I did, actually. I had a system. Me and my roommate had a system where we would, because they sell their sauce at like a huge premium, where they sell like a little itty bitty bottle, like a single, like for me, a single portion of Nando's peri peri sauce for like $8. And it's like, I'm not paying $8 for peri peri sauce. So me and my flatmate had a system where we would steal the bottles, the squeeze bottles of peri peri sauce off the table, and we'd bring it home and we'd empty that fucker out over like a week. And then we would take it back and exchange it for a full one off the counter. And we would keep doing this over and over again as I consumed my body weight of peri peri sauce. I'm not paying $8 for fucking peri peri sauce. Fuck off. Okay, sorry. We'll go back to the fat woman now.
Seriously. All right. What am I having?
Okay, I just want to say that, like, 10 different people in chat say they also steal the peri peri sauce bottles at Nando's. Nando's corporate. I know someone listening, statistically, at least one person must hear this that works at Nando's. Tell executives that they're losing thousands of dollars a year in lost revenue because they overpriced their over-the-counter peri peri sauce. People would buy it if it was only a couple dollars, but nobody's going to pay a fucking tenner for some peri peri sauce. They're just going to steal it because it's too much, okay? You have to lower the price. You have to give the people what they want.
And someone... That's for you. That's for you, haters. I should send them a jar of my farts. Do any of them have a P.O. box?
Look at that fucking face she makes. She has the weirdest thing for like gross out humor. She loves talking about farts and poops and burps, and it's just fucking horrific. She like forces burps out all the fucking time during her streams and goes burp, excuse me, tee, and just does it like every 5 minutes. I think it's like a defense mechanism. Like, you know, a lot of super morbidly obese people were molested and they make themselves fat to be like unmolestable so that people don't want to fuck them. And I think Chantal does that with like cyberbullying. Like, she wants to be so gross that people can't listen to her videos and make fun of her anymore because she's just like vile.
It's not about, you know, it's not like I'm eating a whole pizza to myself or eating pizza every day. I just hate justifying my choices, you know? Like I said, you know, a world without pizza, no. To be healthy and live to be 80, what for what? And miserable eating only greens? You know what I mean? Ooh, smoked meat sandwich.
I thought she explicitly said here, I made a comment, but she basically explicitly says that I would rather die at 40 than live my life to 80 not eating pizza. And it's not even like I still have pizza and I've been losing weight. I've been losing weight since like December, but I still have pizza every so often because I like pizza. You just can't have it every fucking day. And if you have it, you have to like accommodate that in your diet because it's purely numbers. And I don't know what it is about fat people, but they really don't understand that you can actually count your calories and know how much you're going to lose or gain. And they refuse to. 49.
And there's channels that are still doing that, and it's just not right, you know? Really.
Okay, now this is funny. This is so I think this is a first for Chantal. I don't think she's ever had a chimp out that went so far she ended up doing this, but it actually kind of like blew my mind. There's a little Ajax-based chat in on the Kiwi farms, and it was like the beauty parlor one was fucking busy as shit when this was happening because people were having a blast. But behold, entering true lolcow form.
Little late, I'm sure you addressed a community post announcing she was spending the day reporting channels. Yes, boo. Thank you for the super chat, Bookie.
Look at this idiot criticizing me right now.
Look at it's like well, we were looking at me, looking at her, looking at him, looking at her, looking at him. It's like some real mind fuck shit. Like, he's got an interesting skyline. What the fuck? What city is he in? It's like a giant crane back there. Anyways, that's the guy that she loses her mind over. This fucking old man in like a cheap wig. And it's like she was making fun of the fact that his wig is ugly. Like, yeah, that's the fucking point. He's making fun of you. How do you not get that? He's intentionally trying to make fun of you. But she watches his stream and they talk back and forth watching live streams, and it's pretty funny.
This person.
Now she ain't talking about my channel because she know I got a tape.
You know that you're gonna lose your channel, right, weirdo?
That's me.
Yeah, you're losing your channel.
Yeah, y'all. I'm not criticizing. You're gonna lose yours.
Oh yeah.
Here's the frustrating thing: is like this is like a golden moment. This is like perfect. Troll the fuck out of her, and he's just like completely drops the ball. Why does she have this feud with the least funny person possible? Why does it have to be this guy? There are so many other people where it would be funnier, but like when she had a feud with Charlie Gold, I almost called her Charlie Cole. That's how I know her by, because Chantal said this black woman that has like several, like hundreds of thousands of subscribers who makes fun of her was Charlie Cole, just trying to make like a fake name like Charlie Tin or Charlie Bronze instead of Charlie Gold, but she ended up picking a black word, so Charlie Gold called her racist, which is very funny. She can't pick that fight because she'll lose, and everyone will make her... Charlie Gold will just pull the race card, and she'll just lose immediately. But pick someone else that's funnier. Yes, I want the attention. Give it to me. I'm funny.
Look at you. Look at her. Look.
She's laughing. Maybe she has a crush on him.
I'm about to eat pizza. You're gonna have a video later to do.
And she don't watch my channel. People tell her, I got you all taped.
It's so stupid.
Streaming me, what's the deal?
Look how much she's enjoying it. It's hard for me to believe that she actually hates this guy.
Chantal, I don't hate you, hussy.
You do. You're mean.
Just seething.
I don't hate you, Chantal. I want to help you.
She doesn't reply to that?
Thank you, David, for the... David.
Okay, that's the end of that. There's not too much to have. It's just frustrating because it could have been so much funnier. She actually, if he knew how to handle it, but I guess he's just like an old boomer. Okay, there's one more little raid. I'll explain this in a bit, but it kind of tapers off
Or
because
F off if you have whiplash. This is healthy.
God, she's so She at some point after she opened her OnlyFans, my conspiracy is that she fixed her audio because she thought, oh, I'll put my feeder videos on OnlyFans, and then I'll just have regular audio with no gross 10 where you can hear all her eating sounds, so that people will pay for the OnlyFans. But now, because she's not doing that anymore, she has her audio, and I can hear it. I can hear when she's fucked with it, so that because you can hear everything in her fucking mouth, and it's just awful. It's that unmolestable syndrome again, where she's just like, I want to make myself as unpalatable to people as possible.
Say what's healthy and what's... Do you dictate? Do you know? Do you have authority to say what's healthy and what's not?
I'm gonna try fucking with the audio so I can mute it when it's annoying.
Hiccups? Oh no. Jess, why don't you go and take a class on eating disorders and try not to be so insensitive to them and learn what a fucking binge is? Where do people come off dictating what's a binge to somebody? Eating a meal is a binge if you're fat. Go figure. Nice fat phobia shining through, asshole.
It's okay to be fat phobic. It's okay to eyelid shame. It's okay to carb shame. She says that she's triggered over carbs. So I don't know, chat. I'm not a nutritionist. I can't pass any judgment over if this 500-pound diabetic woman should be eating a whole pizza. The rest of the stream, it's like another like hour and a half long after this, but it's funny because she when she gets carbs, she gets like really silly and she gets like calm. She becomes docile after eating. So really, when she's trying to diet and when she's trying to like not kill herself, that's when she's at her bitchiest, and that's when she'll pull out the phone and start yelling at old men in drag. And then at some point she's like, you know what, fuck this, I'm just gonna eat myself to death. Pizza's healthy, I declared it to be such. And that is the end of the fun. Then she just starts burping and farting and being gross and getting ass patted by Karate Joe, who's a black feeder. And I don't know, I'm hoping that there will be like enough that happens with Karate Joe that I can talk about him during a stream too, because he's like a proper feeder. He's black. We've found his Twitter profile and it's like all BBW porn. And he is super like gross and clingy and manipulative in her chat, and he's like demanding, says like, no Chantal, don't stream anymore, you've streamed enough tonight, go to bed Chantal. And he's like constantly telling her what to fucking do, and he's banning all these people that are her friends in the chat that are trying to like tell her not to eat so much, like, hey, you're diabetic, maybe don't eat so many breadsticks. And then Karate Joe just fucking bans them. And then they make like an appeal. They'll email her or use an alt account to say that they got banned, and she'll recognize them and be like, oh, sorry, it must be Google. Google must be randomly banning people. So she's like in total fucking denial that this feeder is like trying to control her life. And I think she likes it because when she was talking about that Serbian guy and how her fupa was tingling, Karate Joe was like losing his fucking mind and shit and getting all possessive and clingy, and I think she just likes fucking with him and making him like simp for her and be all clingy. And it's like that's like her dynamic. She can't have like a normal sex life anymore, so she just has like this gross feeder in chat trying to be all demanding, and she likes that. But she also likes to, because she's like a cheater, she likes to fuck around and make it obvious that they're not in a relationship and she can fuck other guys if she wants to, so that he gets mad and angry. It's really funny. Okay, that's enough. Almost 2 hours. I think it's time to cut it there. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Don't think I did. Okay. Anything that I missed? I don't think so. Okay, where's my outro song? I got it all lined up. Okay, I will see you guys. What happened with Digibro? What happened with Digibro? What happened with... Did it like just happen during the stream? Okay, you guys have like 30 seconds to give me a link to something about Digibro or I'm out. You know what? I'm gonna turn off the delete bot. Okay, it's a joke. You know what? I'm gonna kick everyone. Fuck you. Okay, end of the stream. Bye bye. Oh, okay, this clip. No, I guess I will. Oh, fuck it. What happened? I don't know. I don't like talking about that, but whatever. I'll play this.
Chin 2 was me saying.
So, Digibro is in a relationship with this guy called Scar. Or, no, sorry, Bird. And a guy named Scar alleges that at some point, Digibro's boyfriend groped him. And I'm going to play this entire conversation because it's really cringe.
Server?
B. You left
B.
the Discord server?
Wait, you go by B or Digi B?
B. Just B.
B. Just
B.
All right.
No Digi anymore.
So just let me. I want to keep up.
Just B.
He's changed his name again. Now he goes by like Beatrice the Golden Witch. He's just like an utter fucking shamble of a person. It's truly pathetic.
You left the Discord server?
Beatrice,
Great
I
idea.
apologize. I'm trying here.
Oh,
I'm trying,
No,
honey.
not you. These two. Yeah, stay away from it. Okay, what else? Right? Well, why? What was your reason for leaving?
Scar has been making up a story saying I molested him at Road Rage Tampa because.
Well, there was a lot of claims of things such as molestation, and
Yeah,
there
everyone
were
in
claims
the
of
Discord was accusing me of molesting
pedophilia. You know, unverified at this time.
Yeah, they are reacting.
Yeah,
they're saying that you did. But
Yeah, no.
You didn't?
No.
Why did they think you did?
Because for the 2 weeks after Tampa, Scar was flirting with me in the Discord, and I shut it down immediately because he's a weirdo.
Didn't we talk to somebody about this on the show? Was it did Cantillion?
No, Cantillions hit on a cross-dresser. I think he wants. I think he prefers to be called.
Okay.
A guy wearing a woman's like costume.
Pull up dictionary.com and it will tell us what we're allowed to say and what we're not. Can you please do that? God damn it.
So you shut him down.
We really
he was
need
flirting with you?
Wikipedia.
Yeah, he just kept flirting with me for 2 weeks, and then after that, he started saying I molested him.
Oh, Scar, are you gay? In there? I mean, Bird's very attractive.
But I'm super
He's
straight.
in chat.
Would you want to talk to Scar?
I don't want to talk to him, but he can say whatever he wants to say.
I
He's
wanna
never
give him
actually
his turn.
explained it before. He
Okay.
just throws the accusation.
All right,
But
Scar. Well, you have your piece. You were accused of something. I'll let you have your piece. That's only fair.
Hey, can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yep.
Okay, so what
So-
happened?
You must misinterpreted my my high IQ trolling as me liking you, because what I was doing was I always said
it's
from the
always
start that
high
you
IQ
molested me in the
trolling when
strip
it
club,
goes
but you
wrong.
didn't pay attention to that.
No,
but what
I
you
did.
did.
So, just to clarify, everyone talking is unlikable at this point. This entire conversation is just fucking horrific. The only reason why I'm paying attention to it is because I know that Digibro is on a path to something fantastic. He's gonna either light himself on fire, or he's gonna get arrested for molesting somebody. It's gonna happen, and I'm just kind of keeping tabs on it.
Pay attention to was me saying that obviously since you touched me, you're my boyfriend, which I think is pretty cool.
I didn't get what actually happened.
What, are
after
these
that,
prison
Scar.
rules?
What happened?
Are you prison
You
married?
molested me at a strip club, so obviously you're my
What do you
boyfriend.
mean molested?
Right?
What do you mean molested?
He walked right up to me, wrapped an arm around me, and then put his hand over my dick, and just I walked
how
the
far
fuck away.
over your dick?
How far over
Yeah.
my dick?
Yeah.
No, he was touching my dick.
Oh, he's
and-
touching it.
I
Was
make
that-
a point to not touch penises, even.
Oh,
I've not
then why
seen
did you
hers.
do it?
I didn't.
You haven't seen.
Could it
Oh,
be
okay,
mistaken
sure.
identity?
Yeah, could it have been me?
No, I remember that it was him with his big old bulgy eyes, his long hair, and that ugly fur
Damn,
coat.
man.
he's an
fucking-
extremely attractive man, Scar.
I'll give him that. He's pretty
Bulgy
attractive,
eyes.
but I don't want to be molested by some dude who's dating a fucking pedophile.
Okay. All
Oh,
right.
boy.
Get out of here. That'll be enough of that.
All right, love
All
you
right.
guys.
Goodbye, Scar. I like
Fuck you, Scar.
Good God.
Kill yourself.
Fuck you,
Thank you
Digi
for not
Conrad
killing
Collins.
Oh!
No, why?
Can't control yourself.
So that's
Can't control.
that's sort of why they left.
Can't control yourself. Yeah. No. Well, you lose when you do that.
I cannot believe.
And losing to it. And he kicks him off the second that he brings up Digibro being a pedophile. And I have to admit, I hate this voice, this tone of voice.
That ugly fur
Damn,
coat.
man.
He's an
fucking-
extremely attractive man, Scar.
I'll give him that. He's pretty
Bulgy
attractive,
eyes.
but I don't want to be molested by some dude who's dating a fucking pedophile.
Listen to this tone of voice.
Okay. All
Oh,
right.
boy.
Get out of here. That'll be enough of that.
All right, love
All
you
right.
guys.
Goodbye, Scar. I like
Fuck you, Scar.
Good God.
Kill yourself.
Fuck you,
Thank you
Digi
for not
Conrad
killing
Collins.
And here.
No, why?
Can't control yourself.
So that's
Can't
Doxing
control.
people?
that's sort of why they left.
Can't control yourself. Yeah. No. Well, you lose when you do that.
I cannot.
I really, there's something about it that just pisses me off.
So just let me. I just got one.
Okay, someone keeps saying, what was that farting noise? I will find it. It's something in this.
You left.
I think early on.
Wait, you go by B or Digi B?
B. Just B.
B. Just B.
B.
All right.
All right, let me mute it until I find it. 1 second.
Oh,
I'm trying.
Okay,
no,
here.
not you.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
So fuck off. Stop flooding my fucking chat with your gross ass brat memes, you fuckers. It's whoever recorded this, or someone in the Discord in the recording decided to do that. Imagine the smell. Yeah, fuck you. All right, enough. I'm done. I'm tired. My voice hurts. Bye-bye. Here's your outro song.
Oh, Steven, what a fucking fool. You say that you're a woman, but you're a woman hating too. Oh, Tony, your come over's not so cool. Photoshopping your pictures while you bitch and puke. Will never make you be a woman. It doesn't work that way. Biology's transphobic. No matter what you say, you will never be a woman. No, you claim you are. Your man feels so fragile. You want them to belong. Well, Stephanie, you can take a woman's name, but you'll always know you're not one. Sex just stays the same. So you will never ever be a woman.